This is like the 3DS and the 3DS XL.
Yes. So on the gaming theme, it was your birthday.
It was, yeah.
Which meant you celebrated by pre-ordering the Nintendo Switch OLED or swOLED.
The swOLED, yeah, definitely.
Okay. My first reaction was I was a little bit disappointed, only because I'd over-egged it to myself that it's going to be this 4K powerhouse.
Yeah, this god of a system, yeah.
But it's Nintendo, so of course it's not going to be.
I know.
It's going to be the marginal bump up that Nintendo always do.
Yep.
So, what's your thoughts now the dust has settled and your pre-order is in?
Oh, well, the pre-order was going to be in kind of regardless, like anyway. Do you know what I mean?
It could have been anything.
Yeah, pretty much. As long as there was some kind of upgrade, I was going to do it just because I've got the original Switch. So we're talking non-red box Switch, original processor, not the slightly upgraded one that came with the Switch Lite that improved stability, just like battery life and stuff like that. It was just a better system, like integration, I guess. Can't think of the word. But yeah, so I've got the OG version and I was like, compared to my wife's Switch Lite, you can see it's slightly slower. The battery is a little bit, pants. And I was like, if there's a reason to upgrade, I want that reason. And I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I'm a handheld lover. Like, that's how I started, really, personally, gaming. Like,
that's properly. His nickname, actually.
Like, yeah.
Andy, the handheld lover. He's a handheld lover.
I like how you touched the back of the mic then, just whilst you did that. But yeah, so I was actually, just quickly, backstory on the swOLED. I was out in town with one of my friends that I hadn't seen in a while. We'd just grabbed something to eat and my phone pinged off and it was Nintendo directly emailing or whatever going, or was it a tweet? I don't know, some sort of notification from Nintendo going, here's the new Switch. And I literally stopped walking. Like I just checked my phone, just cash, because I try not to be on my phone, especially if I'm meeting someone, because it's a bit rude. But I was like, Switch, I was like, hold up, literally, whoa. I sent you the link instantly. I was like, quick, do this. And I was reading it whilst trying to walk and hold a conversation with everyone else, just to try not to look overly rude. Luckily they were all gamers, so and I was like, what are the improvements, and I was like, there's only a few. And I was like, okay. Then I kind of had that reality hit me, like you said, like, okay, actually this is kind of to be expected, because this is Nintendo. And the way I see it is, we were all expecting the hype that all these insiders were giving us of 4K, like amazing CPU GPU combos, like all this, that and the other. And then when you sit down and kind of think of it and just go, it's Nintendo. I mean, 4K is probably going to come when 8K is the standard, like for everything else. You were talking about the other handhelds in Nintendo's history and the product line and the marginal upgrade. So just real quick run through. So like Game Boy, original Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color. Then you've got like the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Advance SP, then the Game Boy Micro. Then you've got the DS, the DSi, the DSi XL. And I think that was it on the DS front. I might be wrong there. And then you had the 3DS, 3DS XL. Then you had the new 3DS and 3DS XL. And that new 3DS XL was more what I think people were expecting this to be, because that was a processor upgrade, added a joystick, added loads of stuff, well, a nub, but whatever, and there was games locked to that device, which kind of set it in a funny area for people because it locked out the original users. So the Switch OLED, the swOLED, like to me, this is like the 3DS and the 3DS XL. Yes. So like exactly the same hardware. Like everything is the same, but they've just made it slightly bigger, slightly better, nicer to use, just kind of better all round marginally. Like, and to me, I'm happy with that, like especially if you've not got a Switch yet. Perfect opportunity. It's only £30 more expensive. There's not very much more. The other thing I'll say about people that were disappointed, and we may be slightly responsible for that as well, for anyone that followed us. There's few people, but if anyone that did.
it's not even like it's exclusive to Nintendo, this marginal bump thing. It's actually all the console manufacturers. Yeah. If you think about the PlayStation, let's say PlayStation 4, or even the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, they all had an original version, and then a slightly different chassis version.
Yeah, so like the slim.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
A marginal upgrade. It may have got rid of some of the issues that were there at the start.
Yeah.
But nothing performance-based.
I was going to say there was no hardware increase until you got to the PS4 with the Pro. Yeah.
But that was quite rare for Sony to do that.
It's true. That was the first time because of PC players being so dominant.
Yes.
And they went, oh, hang on.
We need to do something
We need to do something now.
But so Sony have always done it. If you go back to the Sega days, they did it with their consoles. So you had the Mega Drive, the Mega Drive 2, the Master System 2. They were just literally superficial
repackaging
bumps
of the same thing, essentially.
Minor improvements.
Yeah.
So to see it from Nintendo are old school still. They've stuck to their original values of gaming. They haven't shifted in all the years.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a surprise.
No, and that
should be welcomed.
Yeah, it should be. And it's funny because looking at it, it's kind of obvious that it was going to happen. Do you know what I mean? I was slightly on the hype train. I was thinking, and then in the back of my mind, I'm going chip shortages, all this kind of stuff. It's not going to happen.
To games
exactly
from the previous Switch.
And that's the thing is, if it was actually a pimped up, system, it would be locked games to that system, and that would put the 100 million people player base on the original Switches kind of a bit of a slap in the face. Look at all these great games you're not going to be able to play.
How old's the Switch now? Is it
4 years? 4 years. It came out in 2017. And it's projected to have an 8-year life cycle, so we're halfway through.
Most games consoles have 7 to 8 year lives.
So
seems to be how they do it.
And Nintendo, classic for midpoint refreshes. So for me, I saw for anyone that doesn't know, the changes. Okay, it's about 3 millimeters wider, I believe, and that's because the bezel around the screen, instead of it previously having that huge black border around it, we now have an almost edge screen. So I think it's a 0.8-inch increase in screen size, but the screen is now an OLED model, which is people are underplaying this
massively.
OLED is amazing. That's why all the top end TVs, all the Sony Bravias and all that kind of stuff, have got OLED. We got a Sony Bravia, and we went from a standard screen to this. Mind blowing, absolutely amazing difference, and it harks back to the PS Vita.
I was just going to say that.
And that Vita screen, 10 years ago, that was phenomenal.
It's still phenomenal now.
It is, I've still got the Vita, and when I play it now, I'm like, holy crap, this could come out now and be acceptable,
If Sony stopped taking themselves so seriously.
Yeah, definitely. If Sony just went, you know what, we can have some fun. We don't need to make mega bucks on this. Let's just sell it again. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever, maybe give some people support to make games for it. They don't even have to make them themselves. Just, third party only or whatever. They'd probably make some money. But no, they've got to be too serious. So you've got that that OLED screen, which is going to be amazing. Okay, some people are saying, well, you get burn-in on OLEDs. That's true. But there's sort of ways around it that Nintendo are trying to say. So you've got auto off after so many minutes, auto dim. So the screen, will dim down after so long. Basically, burn-in only happens if you've got a static image on the screen for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours at any one time. And then that slowly will burn into the screen.
The thing I find odd about bringing that up as an issue is that's been a problem with screens since we've had liquid crystal display. It was a problem with Game Boy Original. If you leave the same static screen or same static image on a screen, especially if brightness is full,
brightness
you'll get
full.
Some kind of burn-in. And it might be a shadow of the image. It may just be a color shift.
And like you said, that's true with pretty much any screen.
Every screen.
Even now.
Yes.
It's not changed. It's the same thing. So I don't see it as an issue. I'm not going to sit there playing one game with the same HUD in the corner or whatever for 12 hours straight on full brightness with all the safety features turned off. Do you know what I mean?
It's not going to happen.
I'm going to use auto brightness because I do anyway, unless I'm being really finicky if I'm in a weird place where the lighting's changing and it's jumping up and down, then yeah, I'll turn it off. But I'm not going to really mess with it. I don't see it being an issue. My Vita doesn't have any issues whatsoever because I've treated it like well, all these kind of things. So I don't see that as being an issue. So you've got the really nice screen upgrade. That's massive. You've got new Joy-Cons. There's a new white version, which is kind of very similar to the new Metroid ME.
I was going to say, what's it a nod at?
Yeah. So to me, it's a Metroid version of the system.
They're not shy of doing little Easter eggs, Nintendo. And it was almost, it wasn't even hidden. It was pretty plain to see. The opening trailer for the Switch OLED, the first thing you saw was the white ME.
Yeah, perfect.
It was like, well, they're telling you. This is what it is.
This is secretly the Metroid like special edition. So, that's what sold it for me. But whether or not these will have Joy-Con drift issues is something we'll touch on possibly later. But I don't know if I don't think they've changed the hardware in the Joy-Cons because they're the same Joy-Cons. They can be interchanged between any system, so they're not locked to the new system. Next, you've got the Kickstand, which was absolutely crap on the original version.
I can't even remember having one.
It's about as thin as your thumb or your little finger.
Right, you just don't trust it.
It was crap. It pings off. You've only got one angle, and it's just rubbish. Do you know what I mean? It's not very good. Whereas this, the swOLED, has the entire back of the system is the stand, and you can angle it at different angles. It's not just like, there you go.
It looks fantastic for multiplayer, tabletop use. Yeah,
it looks brilliant for that. And again, as a handheld player,
there's one feature that I thought was curious. And that's the addition of a Lan Port.
Yes. So this is... Everyone's been asking for this. So
it's been a requested feature?
Oh, for donkey's years, because I don't think they've ever inbuilt one into one of their systems. So, even the GameCube and stuff, it was an accessory.
That was an accessory, I remember that.
And all the way up to now with the current Switch that's available right now, you have to buy the added accessory that plugs into a USB port on the back, and then you've got the Lan Port swinging around, so you actually lose a USB-A port in place of the Ethernet port. But to me, that's worth it. Okay, most people have Wi-Fi these days. If I'm getting a game, it's going to be Ethernet. It's just how I do it. The PCs are Etherneted, even though we have Wi-Fi 6 everywhere, because I just trust the cable more than potential Wi-Fi drops.
I know from having intensive use of Wi-Fi all day in the office, and we've got a very good connection when it works. So 100 meg parallel, so 100 meg up and down. So for Cornwall, that's quite good. But Wi-Fi, horrendously unreliable for long periods of time.
Definitely. So just imagine playing like Smash Brothers online, Super Smash Bros. If you're serious, you're gonna be Ethernet, hands down. That's the way it's
or rage quitting,
and just not playing the game at all.
Then you'll definitely get Joy-Con drift.
Exactly. Smash. So you've got that, and then there is sort of slight changes. So like the power button, slightly different design. The volume up and down, slightly different. The speakers, it's got new speakers that actually face forward rather than slightly down. It was a bit weird before, but so you've got enhanced audio now, and I thought the speakers were pretty good on the original. To be fair,
it wasn't something that jumped out at me.
No, it wasn't an issue to me, but I'm happy that there's more powerful ones that are larger by the look of it.
I would quite like to see, in very Nintendo fashion, more variation of colorways.
Oh, definitely,
and maybe see for crystal editions and stuff.
Don't, because I just have to buy another one. But it's because you can mod them yourself.
So you could do it. Make it different.
It's a bit of a pain in the ass to do because it's a complete mod. You'd need to disassemble the system and then repackage it, and you void your warranty. But it would be great if they did the whole N64 versions. Like orange or green, see-through, transparent, lovely. I reckon there will be, because there are already special edition Switches. They're a bit pants. They're pretty much just black with a design on the back. They're okay. Or the Mario version, which is all red. That's pretty cool. I do like that. I would hold out for a special edition, but I just want to change my Switch. I want to get the swOLED on
the
launch.
fact that you like probably millions of others have got the original version
Yeah, the
from
very
launch.
first, yeah.
And that was the case for a good year or so, wasn't it?
Yeah. 2 years, I think.
So I think there'll be a lot of people due an upgrade.
Yeah.
And that now it makes sense.
Yeah. And I think like loads of people are like, this isn't an upgrade for me. Don't upgrade.
Stop moaning.
If you only play in docked mode, then don't get one because there's no upgrade, like none. You can buy the dock itself separately, the new dock. So if you want the dock with the Ethernet port, just buy it separately.
Yeah.
But if you are fine with your Switch, there's no issues with it, and you never take it handheld anywhere, and it is just an actual TV system, don't bother changing it. Like keep your money, save it for the Switch 2, which will be the pimped up version, which will be 4 years time.
4 years, yeah.
So just do that. But for those like me that love handheld gaming, it's going to be worth it. The OLED, I can't stress enough how much better this is going to be.
Yeah, it's huge.
And obviously we'll talk about it when it comes into our hands.
Andy, the handheld lover.
That is it. But yeah.
Well, that's the noise you make when you love with your hands.
Definitely. So I'm excited.